Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Well, we have a phrase that we sometimes use in the meteorology community with weather forecasters, and that is the trend is your friend. Now, in regards to computer models that we use to predict weather, especially storms, when the computer models kind of ping-pong back and forth each hour and each day with different solutions, they're hard to trust. But when they start to trend run after run of the same outcome, we start to lean towards that solution. So of late, we're starting to see the trend of the forecast track moving further to the right and further to the east. And we show you the implications on that in just a second on our threat tracker and our forecast track. Now, in the meantime, rain coming in off the ocean right now, not associated with Joaquin. We talked about this, how the rain would come back. It's not really heavy. We're not dealing with any flooding this evening, but it is windy, breezy, raw, and chilly. We'll keep the off and on wet weather going this evening and right on through the overnight hours. Threat tracker for now, low. And we bring it up into the yellow category both Friday and Saturday, not in anticipation of Joaquin, because there's no Joaquin impacts during this impact during this time period, but rather some strong gusty winds and periods of rain, and certainly the potential for high surf. So here's the situation: much later tonight and especially tomorrow, 1 to 2 inches of rain over the next 36 hours, and that may be stretched out enough so that any kind of street flooding would be fairly minor. Not looking at anything too significant in that regard, but the wind gusts along the coastline tomorrow, 35 to 40. In fact, there's a high wind advisory for the islands and Block Island, and with that, large surf, some rips, and some big swells. In fact, that'll really be the trend over the next several days as the storm continues to work up the coastline and offshore. Take a look at the live pictures from Warwick now, Oakland Beach, with gray skies and some occasional showers. Surely no big waves on the bay, but offshore, the south coast, the surf has been building over the last 24 hours. In Providence right now, just off and on showers. We talked about how it will get much cooler today. Look at these numbers. Chilly with the wind. We have wind chills are actually running in the 40s today. 57 now in Smithfield with gray skies and some occasional showers. Most areas now are in the mid-50s. So we take a look at the satellite and radar composite, and you see the moisture coming back in off the ocean. A stalled front is going to move back towards the coastline. This will enhance the rain and the wind over the next 24 to 48 hours. Meanwhile, all eyes on an impressive Hurricane Joaquin. I mean, this is a textbook example of what a severe hurricane looks like from space. The eye forming right here. It's just stalled over the Bahamas, hitting that island very, very hard. Last check, the winds are at 130, gusts to 161. The trend is your friend. We're noticing the trend now with the forecast models moving further east or further to the right. So tracking up the coastline as a Category 3 and then bending more towards the right and passing just a few hundred miles south and east of Cape Cod, but not until Tuesday, and not as a hurricane, but rather a tropical storm. Remember, a couple of days ago, the forecast track was here. It continues to shift more and more to the right, and if that trend continues, it's not out of the question that the storm misses us altogether. Now, I clearly don't want to write this thing off yet. I don't want to forecast that the all clear here. We need to be watching this very, very closely, as things can certainly change from day to day, but this trend certainly would be encouraging if it continues. Even with the storm staying offshore and away in terms of rain and wind, one thing's for sure: the waves and the surf. We have computer guidance that can actually predict wave heights and swells. Look at these huge waves offshore. That energy is going to come across the coastline. So even with the storm far out at sea, the surf is going to be pretty rough over the next several days. Futurecast shows the rain that will continue to work in this evening and overnight and right on through tomorrow. It's a wind-swept rain, a raw, chilly day tomorrow. Daytime highs will struggle to hit 60. Rain and wind for Saturday as well, not directly due to Hurricane Joaquin, but rather a separate weather system. Sunday, some showers, drizzly and cool at 60. Any potential impacts from Joaquin would be in the Monday, Tuesday time frame. So that being 4 or 5 days out is the reason why there's still a lot of uncertainty. But if this trend of a further right or the further east track continues, we could actually miss the storm altogether. We're not saying that right now, but that possibility is certainly on the table. And of course, that's a great one.
Trend is your friend.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Tony. Yeah.